So we're in a brand new area, reviewing a brand new product that is a brand new phone. It's a new phone.
Technicational.
Hello folks, and welcome to another episode of Technicational. My name is Peyton Wilmot, and today, the background kind of look different, right? Because it's a new background, trying something new. And sometimes in life you just have to try things new. It might work, it might not work, and that's what I'm doing today. I'm actually reviewing a phone from a company called NUU, right? Now this phone is the N20 from NUU. This is a budget-friendly phone, and today we're just going to break it down, see if it's worth the money, because it's selling for a ridiculous price, a ridiculously low price for the specs that you're getting. So let's just get right into the review. Okay, so the first thing I actually did was unbox this thing, and I was not expecting anything much, It's a budget phone, right? So unboxing the N20, I have to say, boy, it surprised me. I had to put some respect on the name of NUU because it comes with so many things that you won't even find in a high-end phone. So yeah, the unboxing experience was good. You actually get a case inside, charger, and USB cable with stickers. So it started off to be a decently priced budget phone with a lot of accessories. So we all know budget phones are not really known for their performance. So when you're going to buy a budget phone, you expect some drawbacks, or the fact that it just cannot run certain things, or probably it's not even running full-fledged Android, it's running a weird ass downgraded Android Go. It's very iffy when you buy something that is in the $100 region. I always say, if you have a budget phone around $100, which this is around $100, there must be some corners that are cut. Now, I saw the unboxing. There's nothing cut short out of the box. So maybe I was thinking, probably the specs is not all that either. But I was wrong on that category as well, because this bad boy N20 comes with a 6-inch display, and it also has 6 gigs of RAM, 128 gigs of storage, a 5000 milliamp hour battery, an octa-core processor, and the cameras on the front is a 5 megapixel camera on the back. You also have a 16 megapixel and an 8 megapixel camera. So the specs are pretty decent. So where is the $100? Maybe I read it wrong. Oh, performance wise, I'm not going to lie, it is not a beast for everything. But what surprised me is that everything works, everything runs okay. You rarely see any stutters when you're using high-end programs or high-end games. Now and again you might see, but it's rarely there. I've never had any crashes, I haven't had any freezing, and everything works. Moving between apps is not a problem, and I looked at it now and again and like, so this is where budget phones are now. They're cheaper, and there's no drawbacks of owning one when it comes to performance. Okay, so we're at the part where almost every budget phone falls short, and that is camera. But when it comes to budget phones and camera quality, you have some that are okay, some that are good for the price, and then most of them are just butt ugly, horrible cameras that you can get on Android phones that are low priced. So the NUU N20 though is at the section where you are pleasantly surprised. I was using this phone and I am amazed that the camera is that quick. Most photos that I took with this camera to show how quick it is in a moving vehicle taking a photo outside of the window. I was not stationary most of the times. Now, I don't know if you guys know this, but if a camera on a phone can take clear, sharp photos while moving at a normal speed in a car, that's not a bad camera. And the details that you get in the photos and videos while you're moving is really good. The only problem is, just like a lot of other phones out there, is that when it gets a bit darker and less light, the camera quality for photos and videos goes down. You cannot fault it because even the much more expensive phones suffer from this. It's just if you're going to shell out thousands or $1,000+ for a phone that has great optics, you will see a difference or better night shots. Now the thing is, you do get a 5,000 milliamp hour battery inside the N20, and this is like normal battery size for most phones these days. Even high-end phones are coming with a 5,000 milliamp hour battery inside. It is not the battery anymore that actually determine how long of a usage you get with a phone, is actually the processor. Now, the N20 is not using the latest and greatest Snapdragon, but it's still using an octa-core processor. And the battery life is not bad. No, it's not bad. You can get a full day of use using this phone. Just don't expect more than a full day of use. And if you're using it very hard, you might reach home on a low battery. But again, check the price tag, what you're paying for it. Check what you get. It is much better than any other $100 phones out there, because most $100 phones out there have something like a 2,500 or 3,000 or 4,000 milliamp hour battery. It's ridiculous. Not the N20 though. Very good battery life for the price. So what are my final thoughts on this new N20? Now, this is a budget-friendly phone. This is not no mid-range, high-end phone. This is for the persons who don't have a lot of money, but they need a smartphone. So if you want to buy a smartphone for your child, if you want to buy a smartphone for your older person like a grandmother, and you don't really want to spend a whole lot of money because they're just going to throw it in the wall eventually, yeah, that's what a budget phone is for. Yeah, the N20 from NUU actually covers all bases when it comes to a budget-friendly phone, and it is budget-friendly at the cost that you're getting it for. And I really think that is the best you can get for bang for your buck. So how many $100 phones you gonna find with all these specs? Dual SIM, over 4 gigs of RAM, over 64 gigs of storage, has an octa-core processor, has Bluetooth, have a 5,000 milliamp hour battery, Wi-Fi, and a 6-inch display. You just really don't have those things on the market for those price. And how many times you can look at somebody and say, yo, I have a new phone, no matter how long you have it. Anyway guys, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. And as always, if you're not subscribed, please do get subscribed. And until next time, peace.
Snakes in the grass, you gotta watch where you step. Blood on the leaves, you either kill or be killed. When there's food on the table, you either eat or you starve. And when there's sharks in the water, you either sink or you swim. It's a jungle out there. It's a jungle out there. It's a jungle out there.